virtual clap for my business partner, my friend, my mentor, Yas Anderson. Yas, are you there?
Yeah. Y'all got me over here feeling amazing. Can you hear and see me loud and clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Beautiful, beautiful. Gorgeous. Yes.
thank you
And
all so much for being here for our Profit from Property Academy. Okay, so this is our second group class, guys. So help me just give it back up for Miss Tequila McKeever, also known as the Wealth Gossiper. She has helped several people reach financial success. She has been amazing and a pleasure to work with. So y'all help me just give it back up for Miss Tequila McKeever.
Yes.
Okay, guys. So as she said, I'm your girl Yaz Anderson Petway. We're gonna be real brief tonight, but information packed. This is Profit from Property, okay? And I am so excited to be here and to see you all. You all looking lovely, just looking wonderful tonight on a Thursday night. So before we get started, guys, I'm gonna share my screen because I want to show you guys just a short, quick video before we get started into all of the information, okay? Okay, are you guys awake now? Are y'all awake for a Thursday night or what? I just wanted to wake you guys up. Again, remind you that you should have a pen and paper tonight, okay, so you can write down some of the information you're going to get as well as your questions. Feel free to use the chat box, as Miss Tequila said. Use the chat box for any questions or anything like that or comments. Also, we have reaction buttons down below. You can use the reaction button if you're not in the area where you're quiet and you can't interact with us like Miss Shayna. She's at work. We still thank her for being here with us tonight. So, guys, let's dive right into this information, okay? I just wanted to wake you guys up just a little bit before we get started with a short video. As you can see, guys, in those videos, this class typically was in person. I would do this class and go on tour. I had 12 cities scheduled for this year, starting in the beginning of the year. And then COVID came after we had done multiple cities and, locally here, different venues, we had to go virtual. So with that being said, let's move right into the information because we're all at home due to the pandemic anyway. but we still have to be able to thrive in this market. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen again and jump right into the information. I have some lovely, lovely, lovely guests here with me tonight, okay, that are going to come on and help me facilitate this information. So you guys are in for a major, major treat, just like Tequila said. So give me a thumbs up, guys, if you can see my full screen, you can see my screen and hear me loud and clear. All right, give me a thumbs up. Very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, welcome to Profit from Property, guys. You've made it to my second group class virtual. Again, welcome and thank you so much for joining us here tonight. This was prepared by myself, Yaz Anderson. Okay, I created my company, Yes to Yaz Consulting, where I teach people how to invest in real estate and how to become financially fit, guys. Okay, so again, welcome. Here's just another thank you screen. I just want to again thank you for attending tonight. Okay, the slide says if you're in this room, because again, this used to be done live. So we're not in the room together, but we're here together. But if you're here, you've already made the most important investment in your life, okay? And that is putting yourself in position to learn how to flip property to build generational wealth. Let me be the first one to tell you guys, okay? Real estate is one of the all-time, since the beginning of time investment where you can absolutely get a 100+% return on your money. It has been that way and it will forever continue to be that way, along with private business. Real estate and private business, you can always sell and make a sizable profit. So again, when you say yes to Yaz, you're actually saying, guys, yes to yourself, okay? Because I'm going to help you and guide you and put you in the position again to invest in real estate. So many of you are here tonight. If you don't even understand or know what investment property is, let me just give you a basic understanding and definition of what is investment property. Just what it says on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. It's real property that's purchased, okay, for the purpose of earning a return on your investment. This is all we're concerned about, guys, when it comes to real estate investing, is getting a return on that investment. These are not homes that we fall in love with and want to decorate to our own liking. This is, again, an investment. So you have to go in it with that mindset and looking forward to get a return on your investment, okay? Tonight, this class is for you. If you just simply don't know where to start in real estate investing, many of you may be brand new to the industry. You heard all about the hot Atlanta market and you want to get started in it. Or you simply want to build generational wealth. Again, like I said, this is definitely one of the ways where you are able to do exactly that. Maybe you just don't want to do it alone, okay? It can be, a little bit frightening to do it on your own. So that's why, we have people like myself to help you get through it and have streamlined the process for you. And it looks like somebody's trying to get in, guys. Let me admit them 1 second. I do apologize. Okay, and again, it's for you if you want to build for retirement. All right, with what's going on right now, many of my clients took major hits in their 401k. If you have a job and you typically invest your money in your 401k and your job matches it, that used to be a great thing. Well, until something like a pandemic or COVID comes and happens, you could potentially lose high 5-6 figures in your 401k because that rides the market. It doesn't quite have the stability like real estate. So again, if you're looking to build for your retirement, real estate is certainly a good path to take, okay? Maybe you're just looking to make some money in real estate, or you want a proven system to successfully invest in real estate, okay? Or maybe you just like the idea of renovating properties and making them nice and new and rehabilitated. Okay. So if you want to make profit from property and much more, you are definitely, like I said, in the right place at the right time tonight. Because again, I'm going to provide you with absolutely everything you need to get started in real estate investing. Okay, so let's talk about the outline of the topics we'll discuss tonight. Again, we're going to talk about those key requirements. REI means real estate investing. The key requirements to real estate investment, the steps to successfully invest in real estate. You're also going to learn the beginner's process of flipping houses and how to build for retirement. And again, how to successfully build. Okay, so I want you guys to think about this. All right, think about this quote right here from Mr. Robert Arnott. And it says, in investing, what is comfortable is rarely profitable. Okay. So again, guys, there is some level of, kind of nervous and things like that investing. That's why you should definitely have a coach your first time around doing so, to save yourself a lot of time and a lot of money. So a coach is certainly something you want to have when you're doing this for the very first time. So, ask yourself. I want you to take a moment right now and ask yourself, why invest in property? Okay, I've already told you what real estate investing is, what investing in property is. Why invest in property? Just take a minute and think about how the additional income could change your life right now, currently, and certainly in the future, in the long run. Take a moment and just, breathe in, breathe out, and just feel your vision, feel your vision, what it will feel like, owning real estate. So before we move on, guys, I just want to give you a little bit more background about myself. Again, like Tequila said, I got started in this industry way back in 2005. And I wasn't looking to get into real estate. I tell you, I was down and out on life. I was unemployed. And a friend of mine who does more mortgages, home loans, still to this day, one of his clients, real estate investor, was looking for a new administrative assistant. And I got landed the opportunity to interview with this top real estate investor in Atlanta. Guys, I became an executive assistant at one of the top firms here in Atlanta. Again, like Tequila said, flipping over, 300 plus homes, building a luxury townhome facility with elevators in it. And then fast forward, the market crashed in '08. I survived that, was having to go back to school, had my daughter. But so many people would always ask me, guys, about real estate investing. They kept asking me about it, how to do it. And I still had all that expertise and information. And that's when I founded Yes to Yes Consulting and started showing people exactly what I knew and putting them in position to invest in real estate. So let's talk about some of the profit in property, okay? The name of this program I created is Profit from Property. What are some of the profits, all right? We all know what profits are, right? Give me a thumbs up. This is an interactive class, guys. It's not a lecture. If you know what profits are, okay? So you certainly can have rental income, a future resale, or even a mixture of both. I certainly have investors who have a mixture of both. They have some rental properties where they're getting cash flow, and then they also have some resales where they get, the lump sums to go ahead and invest that money. Now is when you're going to need your pen and paper. If you haven't got one already, let's talk about some terms, some quick terminology, just so you understand what I'm talking about when I start breaking down the process, okay? ARV simply means the after repair value. This number is so critical when doing an investment deal. You have to know the after repair value. What is your investment or your property going to be worth after you fix it up, okay? Hard money, that is the type of funding. Otherwise, if you're using cash, is what you do to buy your deal. Now, hard money is typically a private lender, guys. This is not money you can get from your local banks and things like that. These private investors loaning this money to you. So that's what hard money is. LTV simply means loan to value. Again, we have someone here tonight that's going to break down the loan process in depth for you, but just to give you again a general basis. The loan to value, this value determines your loan amount, the amount of money the bank is going to loan you as it relates to the value of your asset, okay? An appraisal, the appraisal, just what it says, it determines the value of the real property. A contract is simply a legal purchase agreement that puts you in a binding contract once we locate the deal for you. And then LLC stands for limited liability company. This is what we have to generate if you don't have one already when you buy your deal. When you're buying a deal, typically most lenders prefer you to buy your deal in an entity's name, okay? Meaning you need to have a business, okay? So let's talk about some of the pros of property investment. You know, there has to be many, many pros, and I'm sure if there's some pros, there has to be some cons. So let's talk about the pros first. Again, it's passive income, okay? If you don't know what passive income is, guys, that's money that comes to you over and over again for something that you did one time. You didn't necessarily work or labor for that income. Passive income is definitely something you want to have. You want to start building for retirement. Don't forget about the growth potential, okay? I'm here in Atlanta. The growth here is through the chart. I have one of Atlanta's top investment real estate agents on the line tonight. She is so savvy with selling investment property. She can certainly talk to you about, the areas where the growth is here in Atlanta. Also stability, guys. You definitely get that stability when you invest in property, unlike some of these other volatile investments and stuff we have out there. Predictability, and then again, the increasing in value constantly. Okay, guys, so right here is a before and after of an actual deal that I sold about 2 years ago to one of Profit from Property Academy graduates. I am happy to say I have her here tonight on the line. We're going to hear from her in just a moment. This actually is her deal. I'll let her tell the story, but she is a staff sergeant in the U.S. Army. We thank her for her service. She's also a brand new mother with her very first child. She has several rental properties, but this one was a flip. If you can see my screen and see the before and after of this property, somebody please give me a thumbs up. Good, good, good. So on the left, guys, as you can see, that's the before. It wasn't in, too bad of shape from the looks of this picture. And then you see on the right, this is the after, and this house is in Southwest Atlanta. And Miss Nicole Torrey, if you are available to come off of mute, and if you can come on camera and just give us your testimony and talk to our audience today about your experience with Profit from Property, how you found me, and was it a good deal for you? We want to hear from you. This is why we're all here.
Okay, I am here, but how do I show my video? Because I
see you.
You see me. Okay. Wait, I don't see myself. That's what it is. Oh, hey, everybody. Hey. There I go. Yeah, I just came and ran downstairs, yes, because, I was putting that baby to sleep. So, but the class is going good. I've been listening to everything, and I love Yas. She is the best. She's the one who put me on. Yas, I'm trying to remember how we met.
I think it was Instagram or something like that. It was Instagram.
Yeah, it was a while back, and I was one of the people who I was like, I wanted to get into it so bad, but I didn't know anybody who had done it. And I had heard some things about, the process, but I just wasn't ready to put my money on the line like that without having somebody around who had already done it or had knew about it. So really, I think I saw her post something, and I said, let me call her and see what she's talking about. And she called me right away. I mean, I remember I was out of town. I was in like St. Louis or something, that's like at a school or something for the military. And she called me and she like just filled me in on everything. And we talked like we had known each other forever. So I was like, okay, this could be good. So I, at that point, as soon as she came around, she made me confident enough to be able to, to jump into this thing finally, because I had my money sitting in my bank account, but I had nothing to do with it. I didn't really know what to do with it. I bought rental properties because my mom is into the rental property industry. So I fell in line with that, but I wanted to make, bigger money than that, like right out the gate. So I felt that this was a great way for me to invest and see, like she said, 100+% on the return. So I purchased that house. Yas found that house for me. As a matter of fact, she had found a house before that one, but that I really wanted so bad, but I think somebody else snatched it up. But this one ended up being a great deal. We got it under market value. And it took me a little time to fix it up, but she was able to put me in contact with like contractors and, the main key people that you need to make this thing go smooth, because the key is to like get in and get out. Mm-hmm. So she really helped me get in and get out the way I needed to. Because if you don't get out, that's when stuff gets risky, and everybody knows that. So it's definitely good to have Yas around on your team if you're doing this for the first time, at least, if not for every time, at least for the first time, so that she can guide you in the right direction, because it's a lot of scams out here, and that's just
Do you remember what you bought the house for? I think it was 117, I want to say, but correct.
117. Yep.
117. And you sold for, was it 192?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you did
192. Yeah, I sold for 192, purchased the house for 117, and I mean, I didn't have a problem selling the house. The problem isn't selling the house. The problem is, making sure that you have everybody in line to do the work to sell the house. Mm-hmm. The house sold. I mean, the house was in Atlanta. It was like 5 minutes away from the Beltline. In the up and coming area. We had looked at a couple properties, but we settled upon this one. And I mean, within like 30 days of us putting it on the market, it sold. Yes, I think.
Yeah, I remember you definitely sold before your loan maturity date.
Oh yeah.
I do remember you having some concerns about the money that you made, the capital gains tax and stuff like that. No,
right.
Guys, that stuff, you'll learn from me through some of my other programs on how to, definitely minimize your taxes and stuff like that. But that's not this class. But if you took that class before, it will certainly help you when you start doing stuff like this. Those things will make much more sense to you when you start making these type of moves. So, I just want to thank you, Nicole, so much for trusting me. Like she said, we met online. She didn't know me from a can of paint. And the fact that, she trusted me and went through with this process successfully. And I'm happy to say we're currently working on now multiple deals. So I'm so excited and happy again about that. And thank you so much for sharing your testimony.
You're welcome.
Else you want to share?
I mean, just call Yas. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
You're gonna take this information and do what you want with it, but I'm telling you, it's best to have somebody to guide you through the process, because it sounds easier than what it is. Okay, for somebody to do it on their own for the first time, it sounds easier than what it is. You're really gonna need somebody to push you along in that process. So call Yas. Thank you, Yas.
Thank you. I know you got the baby and you got to sign off. Thanks again.
I'm going to keep listening, but I'm just going to be moving around.
Okay. Great. So there you have it, guys. That is Nicole Torrey, Sergeant Nicole Torrey, the U.S. Army. She's here locally in Atlanta. I also have another guest I would like you guys to speak from, just to get the perspective of investors who are not local and, who are out of state, and you're still absolutely in position and can still invest in real estate as long as you have someone like myself to help you get through the process. So Mr. Irwin is of New York, and we met online. We actually met online also, and he moved forward and pulled the trigger and just picked up his very first deal from me from Profit from Property Academy. Mr. Irwin, are you available to come off mute? Do you see him, Tequila, in the?
Can you hear me now?
There he is. Hey,
Hey,
Irwin,
hey,
I'm
how's it
happy to
going?
see you.
You too.
Guys, again, this is Mr. Irwin Joyce. He is now a real estate investor. Mr. Irwin, will you just talk to our guests tonight about your experience? You're not from here. We just closed your first deal this past Friday. So just talk to everybody about your experience with Profit from Property.
Yeah, sure. So I joined back in July. Through that time, I was back and forth. Like Nicole said, you got to be careful with the scammers. I've been looking to flip a property since 2018. So for almost a year, 2 years, I was spending thousands of dollars with people, false promises, the whole deal. So I called Yaz, and the rest is history. But since July, we had 2 or 3 houses on the table. Was it Yaz? I think we had 2 or 3 houses on the table that kind of fell through, and we recently found this property in Conyers, right outside of Atlanta. The process was seamless. It was easy. Yaz was on point, called me, texted me. So yeah, I've had a great experience. Like Nicole said, definitely say yes to Yaz. Because like I said, yeah, I've had some bad experiences, wasted a lot of time and money with other people. So even with me being out of state, I definitely feel comfortable with Yaz's experience. I'm definitely not afraid of that, but I will be planning a trip soon, so Yaz and I can finally meet in person and not over Zoom and over phone calls.
Right. So, Mr. Irwin, yeah, a couple of deals fell through, but certainly, that didn't stop us from getting the absolute best deal for you. If you don't mind, do you remember what you got your house for?
So the purchase price on my house was $88,000. The appraisal as is with no fix-ups, no nothing, was $140,000. So I walked into a deal with a profit of $60,000 with no touch-ups, nothing. So I think the ARV will be around 180, depending on what we decide to do with it. We're still actually trying to work on that now. So yeah, Yaz found me the perfect deal. Like I said, I've been waiting for an opportunity like this for some time now, and I'm definitely grateful for Yaz.
Thank you so much, Mr. Irwin. I appreciate you. I appreciate your patience, and I appreciate you for trusting me to get you through the process, guys. So there you have it from Mr. Irwin, who's from out of state. Okay, we were able to get through his deal. It was a simple mail away, with the notary, and he was able to get his property for way below market value. You heard it from him. $88,000, house appraised for $140 as is before he even touches the house. He has $60,000 in equity, okay? So again, guys, like I said, you definitely want to, really take it serious about having a coach when you do something like this, so you can have them to get you through the process in a timely manner and not waste time and not too much money. So moving right along, guys, we're going to be right on schedule. The 3 key requirements, okay? These are the 3 key requirements. They vary from lender to lender, okay? You need a down payment of 10% and a minimum credit score, 2 years tax returns, and 2 months bank statements. Now, again, this varies with from lender to lender. I do have my preferred lender here tonight. that's going to talk to you next about the numbers and what the actual requirements are currently right now, because they do change with the current climate, with what's been going on. All right, but typically that's about what you need. So, okay, let's talk about the 10 steps. I told you you're gonna get the 10 steps tonight to successful real estate investing. Number one, you wanna attend this webinar. You've already done that. So give yourself a pat on the back, a hand clap. You've attended the webinar. You're gonna obtain your exclusive profit from property program today. Get approved with my preferred lender. Tour a property or properties. Place that property under contract, pay your earnest money, obtain your terms from your lender, complete any final request from the lender, create that LLC if you don't have one already, wire your down payment to the closing attorney, and attend your closing, whether it be here locally, away, or virtually, guys. So those are the main steps to successfully invest in real estate. Those are the key steps, essentially all it takes to do. All right, and right here I'm going to go over a sample deal, and then I'm going to bring up my next handler. So ARV, guys, like I told you, you know what that is. The ARV on this sample deal would be $325,000. Let's say you purchased the house for $125,000 from me, and it has a rehab cost of about $75,000. Well, those two numbers together equals $200,000. So that's where your 10% comes in and plays the role. The 10% down is of those two numbers, the purchase price and rehab cost. But you also have to factor in your closing costs. There's some closing costs and other things associated with closing the deal. So tonight I have, again, like I said, he is one of the top private hard money lenders here in Atlanta, okay, with some of the best terms that I have seen here, and I've been in this industry, like I've said, for a mighty long time. Do I have Mr. Andy on the line? Mr. Andy Levinson of Plymouth Funding, are you here?
I am here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Hey, Andy.
Hey, y'all. How are you doing tonight?
Good.
How's
Take
everyone
it
doing?
away.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me. And yeah, tonight I just wanted to kind of go over the basics of hard money lending, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have afterwards. But to be honest, Yas did a really good job of kind of explaining the basics just now of how it works. I'm not sure how many folks here have ever used a hard money lender, so I was just going to go through the basics real quick. So what is hard money lending? I feel like sometimes hard money lending gets a bad rap. People kind of throw it in with payday lenders or car title loans, and it's really not that at all. All a hard money loan is, it's simply a loan that's being secured by a real estate asset. That's all it is. And it's typically what's done, what the type of loan that's done in fix and flips. Now, why would somebody use a hard money lender like myself over a traditional bank is the first thing I wanted to go over. Yes, one reason why folks use hard money is because of a low credit score, but that's certainly not the only reason. The majority of our borrowers' credit score is not an issue. A big reason, and Yas can attest to this, why it makes sense to go with a hard money lender is speed of underwriting. Typically, if you were to walk into a bank branch right now, based on what I'm hearing, to get a loan like this, you'd be looking at 4 weeks minimum for underwriting. And that's, to be honest, that's if you'd ever get it, just because banks do not traditionally do fix and flip loans. That type of short-term loan, 1 year or less, it's not really part of their business model. So I personally don't know of any banks that do fix and flip loans. But yeah, the speed in which it all happens is a major factor when it comes to choosing what type of financing. Typically, hard money lenders like us can close in about 7 business days, assuming there's no issues with the title and assuming we get everything we need. We can typically close in about 7 days from the time that we go out and see the property and we get the application from the borrower. So how is it different from a bank? I assume most people have at some point or another gotten some sort of loan from a bank, whether it's a mortgage or a car loan. One major pro of going with the hard money lender is the time. Like I just said, the time, easier approval. When you go to a bank to get a loan, they're typically going to be a lot more focused on you as the borrower. They're going to see your credit score. They're going to want to look at your debt to income ratio. Hard money lenders typically are a lot less concerned with factors like that. We are way more concerned on the asset. We want to know, is the loan to value good? And Yash just kind of talked about the LTV. It's all about the loan to value. These days, lenders typically want to make sure that the loan is about 65 to 70% of what the home is going to be worth after repair, the ARV, which you just mentioned as well. And so we want to make sure that, yeah, we're staying in that 70% or less when it comes to ARV. But, you know, as long as that's happening, lenders, and from what, you know, especially, I can only speak to what we're looking for. But in general, hard money lenders are a lot less focused on your credit. We're a lot less focused on your income. We're not going to ask you to see pay stubs or anything like that. We might, you know, if it's the first time we're working together, we might ask you to pull your own credit. We don't like to pull credit, mainly because it dings your credit score. And so, you know, if you get us a screenshot from Credit Karma or something, that's typically going to be good enough. But yeah, the main difference between a private lender and a bank is we're a lot more concerned about the asset, whereas a bank is a lot more concerned with you, the borrower. Now, it's not all rosy. There are definitely some cons to working with private lender. Of course, our rates are going to be a good bit higher than, you know, your typical mortgage. Right now, I think mortgage rates are around 3% or less. You know, a typical hard money lender right now is going to be in the 2 to 3 point origination fee and around 12% interest. At least that's what the local Atlanta lenders like us are doing right now. And the other con is that we're going to ask you to bring more money to the closing table. Right now, I think you can get a home mortgage for like 3.5% down if you're doing an FHA loan, 5% if you're doing a conventional mortgage. Yas wrote 10%. We're liking more closer to 20% of the purchase price down when it comes to acquiring the asset. So that's the main pros and cons when it comes to going with a private lender, private hard money lender versus a bank. So how it works, like I just said, we typically ask the borrower to bring about 20% of the purchase price to the closing table. So yeah, in this example that Yas has up on the screen, if the purchase price is 125, yeah, we're gonna we're gonna want to see about 25 grand for the equity. But like I said, that's equity that you're going to have in your property, that when you do go to sell it, you know, that's equity that you're going to have, that you're going to, in theory, at least get that money back. How it works with the construction, typically lenders like us do the construction budget in draws. So lenders typically draw for completed work. So let's say you're doing your project, things are going along smoothly. You give us a call and you say, okay, guys, I'm ready for my draw for flooring, appliances, and light fixtures. We'll come out, check it out. If everything is in place, ready to go, we fund. Typically, lenders like us fund within 24 to 48 hours. Again, all about speed, and we know that. And that's why we try to get things done quickly. One piece of advice that I want to give to this group, and I'm sure, Yas, you've been around for a while, you can attest to this. A lot of hard money lenders, they are charging interest on the entire balance of your loan, even if you haven't drawn the entire amount. So like, let's use this example that we have up on the screen right now. Purchase price is 175, yeah, so 125, rehab 75, so the total loan is $200,000. But on closing day, the lender is only bringing that, you know, what they're contributing for the purchase price to the closing table. That $75,000 is being held back, like I said, to be paid out in draws. But a lot of lenders we've noticed are charging interest on the entire loan amount. So they'd be charging interest on that $75K, even if it's just sitting in their escrow account waiting to be drawn. We don't do it like that. We think it's not really the right way to do it. We want to make sure that our borrowers are only charging interest on the amount that they've actually taken, because it can actually get kind of tense when a lender is withholding construction dollars because they don't think the project's moving at a good rate, but the borrower is still paying interest on it. It really, in our opinion, creates a conflict of interest. So my advice is find a lender, whether it's us or whoever, that is only charging you interest on the dollars you are actually have been drawn by you. Otherwise, you're paying interest on money that you don't actually have yet. And I get that the lender's, I guess, response to that will be, well, yeah, that's money that we're setting aside for you that we can't lend to anyone else, which I understand that point of view, but we don't do it that way. And so, yeah, that's my advice to the group tonight. Find a lender that's only charging you on money you've drawn.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree totally. So guys, there you have it from Andy. So again, the difference here is, like he said, the percentage down. It's the 10% days. It sounds like they're over, the way things have changed here recently. So you're definitely looking at more like a 15 and up to.
Yeah, I haven't seen 10%, especially with locally based lenders. Maybe some of the nationwide ones, like Lima One and those guys. I don't know, but if I were doing a flip, I would want to be with a local lender. But yeah, I haven't seen 10%.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like I said, I've been doing these classes, and they were in person. It used to be 10%. So again, guys, like we said, it is going to be more than 10%, at least 15 to 20%. And he made a very great point, about holding back that construction budget and not being charged for that money until you draw down and use it as it's released to you for each part of the renovation that's being done. So there you have it, guys, from Mr. Andy Levinson. I hope he can stick around to possibly answer a couple of questions at the end. Thank you so much, Andy, for that great information, guys. So that's the sample deal. We're going to move right along. So again, before investing, guys, you certainly want to do a readiness check. You want to know, am I ready to invest in real estate? Am I truly, ready? And you definitely want to have a coach to have with you to help you go through those prerequisites. Like, do you have reliable cash flow? Have you done a thorough research? Okay, have you defined your financial goals? Have you even defined your financial goals and know what it is that your financial goals are? All right. So moving right along, somebody else trying to get in. Wow, they missed so much, but welcome. So preparing to invest, guys, you want to know your financial state. Again, if you've heard some information so far and you don't feel that you're ready, definitely get with me. Send me an email. Tequila can put my email in the chat, and I can help you, getting your financial state ready, putting you in position how to manage your cash flow so that you can invest in real estate. You definitely want to identify your target market. For me, it's Atlanta right now. I have connections in other cities. One of my major resources does stuff in Ohio and a couple other states, but right now my target market is Atlanta and surrounding cities. Okay. Choose your investment strategy. You want to know what your investment strategy is going to be. And certainly you want to define your property criteria. Do you want a multifamily, single family? And we'll talk about and go over all of this stuff once you decide to move forward with Profit from Property Academy. Guys, our team consists of, again, you've seen it, property locators. I'm going to find you the best property below market value. I'm going to put you with the best hard money lender. I'm going to put you with contractors, builders, and again, top real estate savvy real estate investors. I cannot express to you enough how important it is to have that, because at the end of the day, that's what you're here for, to get the property sold. So you want to have, that agent that is very familiar with investment properties in the Atlanta market. Again, my team of professionals are here to provide you the seamless process on real estate investing. We're going to provide you with immediate access to private funds, properties, and assist you with the exit strategy. Now would not be a better time than to bring up, like I said, top Atlanta real estate agent, investment savvy real estate agent. I mean, she is a lovely lady. We met about a year or so ago at an event, and we have been connected ever since. And I am so excited to be working with her. So you guys help me bring to the stage realtor, investment savvy realtor, I must say, Miss Alicia Jones. Hey.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. Thank you, Yas, for having me. It's an honor to be on this panel with you this evening. I was so excited when you reached out to me. So thank you so much. Without further ado, if you are new to real estate investing, the main question you're probably asking yourself is, how do I become a successful real estate investor? There's no secret sauce to this other than one secret, and that's in buying the right investment property at the right price. You want to buy low and sell high. It doesn't matter if you're planning to flip your investment or buy and hold as a rental. So that's the reason why you want to say yes to Yas, so she can help you find that right property and buy it low. So the next thing you want to do, like what Yas mentioned, you want to have an exit strategy. You don't want to do all this work and then get this money that you have to pay back, and now you're stuck with the property. You want to sell it, and that's your exit strategy. You want to get it sold fast. So that's where I come in with my expertise as a real estate investor, as a real estate agent as well. Just to give you a brief background, I've been a resident of Atlanta since 1986. I bought my first home in 98. I then bought an investment property in 2007, and I've been licensed as a real estate agent since 2015. So I am very knowledgeable of the current Atlanta real estate market and the trends. I know what's in demand. If you haven't realized it, Atlanta is a booming real estate market right now, even in a pandemic. You can look around and you can see all of the activity. You can see the development. You can see the construction cranes from Midtown to Buckhead to downtown, everywhere. So now, if you have been sitting on the fence and you've been unsure as to whether or not real estate investment is right for you and you don't know, should you get in, I'm going to tell you, now is the time to take advantage of this thriving real estate market here in Atlanta. Some of the areas that I specialize in are the Atlanta Beltline communities. That would be the West End, Capitol View, Adair Park, Pittsburgh, Vine City, Oakland City, Grove Park, Summer Hill. Those are some of the hottest neighborhoods, what I refer to as heat maps, because it's a lot going on over there. It's hot and it's popping and it's lit. So you want to get in those areas because these areas have the highest property appreciation, and they're undergoing major development and gentrification, which is driving up home prices. There are 3 zip codes that are the hottest zip codes here. We have 30032, that's Decatur and Oakhurst area, 30316, which is East Atlanta, and 30318, which is Grove Park and West Midtown. I drive and walk these areas all the time to stay abreast and know what's happening in and around them. So you ask yourself, well, why would she be involved in my deal? Why would I want to use a real estate agent? Again, your exit strategy is to get your property sold fast and for the highest amount of profit for you. That's money in your pocket. So some of the things that I would help you do when we get ready to list your property, I advise to do that 30 to 45 days prior to your project completion. Please don't wait until your project is ready to meet with me to discuss how we're going to list your property. That's a discussion we need to have ahead of time, at least 30 to 45 days. We'll meet for a consultation, which includes signing an exclusive listing agreement, which gives me permission to list and market your property. I'm going to provide you with comps from the neighborhood, which is an estimate of the home's value, based on recently sold properties and similar properties to yours within the immediate area. So my CMA, which is, well, CMA is a comparative market analysis that helps me to determine the correct price to sell your home for. So when I come to your home and look at your project, some of the things that I do is I walk through your house to see all of the wonderful features and beautiful upgrades, such as your new roof, your new heating system, your new electrical, your new plumbing, whether or not you have quartz or marble countertops, you've got designer lighting, luxury flooring. All of that adds value to your home in order to determine the accurate list price. The number one question I get as an agent is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market? It is a seller's market right now. So sellers are getting top dollar for their property because Atlanta is also experiencing a housing shortage. There's not enough inventory to go around. So this is another reason, if you've been sitting on the fence and wondering whether or not real estate investing is right for you, yes, it is. Now is the time. If you're looking to make a lot of money when you sell your house, you want to do it now. So although it's a seller's market, the competition is heavy. You want to present your property in the best possible way. That means it needs to be showroom ready before I list it. I strongly recommend staging your property because buyers want to imagine themselves living there and they connect emotionally to the property. Whereas us as investors, no, we see the dollar signs, we just want the money, but a buyer, they want to see themselves actually living in the property. So you want to present it in the best possible light. Once we determine the right price on your home and it's staged and ready for buyers, it's time to get it listed. So I'm going to utilize all real estate platforms such as FMLS, GAML, GMLS, Trulia, Realtor.com, Zillow, HomeSnap, all of those platforms to market your property is active and ready to be sold. My favorite four-letter word is sold, S-O-L-D.
Put it in the chat.
Sold, that's my favorite four-letter word. So one of the strategies may also include hosting an open house to get the most exposure for your home. So that's something that you and I would talk about individually, whether or not you want to have an open house. And that's something that I would be able to do for you as your real estate agent. So investors, your most valuable asset is your time. Time is money. I know that you don't have a lot of time. So by working with me, it frees up your time, not having to deal with all the moving parts of the real estate transaction. I'm able to write and negotiate your contracts. I'm able to work with a buyer's agent and handle everything that needs to be handled to ensure that we get to the closing table, because that's my goal. And to protect your interests. As well as any money, all of the money that you put into your project. So if you, again, have been thinking or wondering whether or not real estate investing is for you, it is. You got the right team here with Yaz and myself to help you be successful as a real estate investor. And if I didn't mention it, my company is Alicia's Real Estate, and I am with Palmer House Properties in the Buckhead office located on Piedmont Road. So I'm here local.
Awesome. Were you done, Miss Alicia?
That's all. That's it.
That was everything. I mean, wow, that was amazing. That was a lot of information, but it was so to the point, and it was everything that we needed to hear. You guys give it up for Miss Alicia. Miss Alicia, feel free to put your contact in the chat. Guys, I hope she can stick around for a few minutes to take some questions here at the end, but she pointed something out, guys. You know, she talked about your time, all right? And again, a lot of programs like this, like you heard from Mr. Irwin, a lot of scams going on. A lot of these programs are usually just packed with information, but they're just theory, okay? With Profit from Property, guys, you're actually going to execute. You're going to get to do a deal, okay? You're going to get to save time and money because you have a team. So guys, give it up for Miss Alicia. Thank you again, Alicia, for your expertise on the panel here tonight, guys. So definitely with the extra strategy, you want to have a professional real estate agent to get your property sold. All right. So what happens next? What happens next? You got all this information. You have everybody you need in place. What do I do next? Yeah. So what happens next, guys, is you just, like I said, become an elite member of the program. Pull the trigger and become an elite member of the program. The program is going to, again, it's going to empower you and educate you. We have created all the experts and professionals providing you that education, okay, that you need to get this done. Providing you the property that's below market value for really, really low so you can sell high. Providing you help with your renovation and definitely help with that exit strategy assistance. That's the main part. It's been streamlined, the entire process. Again, ultimately resulting in you becoming a real estate investor, getting the education, and completing a deal, not spending your money to hear some theory, okay? Over here, you actually get it done. So what's next, guys? Again, get your profit from property, get your one-to-one plan with me today. You're going to get with that one-to-one plan, like I said, access to my complete team, including the contractors, including Alicia, including, you know, the funding professionals, access to my exclusive private forum where you get to ask questions and exchange ideas and create new connections, you know, in a closed forum. You might see a strip mall or an apartment complex or something you want to pick up and buy. You might be looking for partners and things like that to do that with. Well, you'll get access to my private forum to be able to do things like that. You're going to get a quick start action plan that's personalized for you to have a fast track plan to closing your first deal. The funding resources, again, the hard money and private lenders, accountability guides and support, and definitely free admission to all future private club meetings like what we're having here today, guys. This is valued, okay, when I did this program, it was valued at over $7,500. This program now, guys, is valued well over $10,000. I have seen programs as much as $10,000. I've had clients come to me that have spent $20,000. I had one client even spent $50,000 just for theory and some information. And by the time they found me, they didn't have no money to even do a deal. Okay. So, like I said, for an investment of just $34.97, okay, with a value of over $10,000, you are going to get in position to start building generational wealth for you and your family. All right. Typically, this class, like I said, guys, was $397, and you will get credit for the class taking out of your profit from property program. Okay. So again, guys, take advantage of the program. Invest in yourself to have someone there to hold your hand through the process, that has streamlined the process for you so you don't have to waste your time or your money doing something like this. So again, guys, look at this roadmap. I just want to reiterate this one more time, the investment roadmap. You want to do your research and analysis. You want to have your financial preparation, okay? And then the property selection. Again, we're going to put you through each one of these stages through the program, okay, to set you up to successfully profit from property. Now, we never talked about the pitfalls, but I think you heard a lot of them just in some of the speakers here tonight. Failing to research, okay? Failing to research can certainly, put you a few steps back. Deciding impulsively, mismanaging the cash flow. Again, all the things that we're going to help you with is going to help you avoid these common pitfalls. Trust me, I've been through them all. I've been doing this a long time. I've already done the heavy lifting for you. I've been through treacherous contractors, okay? I've been through that. I've had, crackheads go in and steal all the copper out of my property, steal the unit, okay? I've had contractors run off on me. I've already been there and done all of that for you guys, so you don't have to fall into those traps, okay? And this big one, number 4, is the biggest one, guys. Self-managing instead of hiring experts, okay? I am a big believer and fond of hiring an expert. Even here recently, I know y'all saw those videos in the beginning, all right? Yeah, that's me. That was me. Okay, I was about, I don't know how many pounds heavier, but even something as simple as working out to get healthy and to get fit, I hired a trainer, an expert to help me, guys. So definitely with your finances and with investing, you want to have someone on your side. Okay. So before we close out, let's talk. Let's talk. How do you get in touch with me, Tequila? If you'll put my email address and phone number in the chat. Okay, guys, if you haven't already, go over to my website and subscribe to my email list so you'll know whenever I'm doing more classes like this. All right. And I just want to open up the line tonight for about 3 to 5 minutes. We're done with the presentation. 3 to 5 minutes for questions for myself, questions for Andy, the lender, questions for Alicia, or even questions for our 2 graduates. Any questions tonight? The line is open.
Hi, Yaz. I have a question. Always happy to be here. Yes, yes. So all of the information you gave was just so awesome and overwhelming, and it was just great mindset to actually have a way to start the process, because that's what a lot of people get stuck on, right? The procrastination. They have the funds, but they don't always have the next step or just know what to do with it. My question is, when we get with you and your services that you offer and the hand holding that you provide, because I know that's the biggest thing that would benefit me the most, because I need that coachability that I need, and it coming from you would be awesome. But how, when you get with the clients, like, how do you help them get over that nervousness and try to develop that mindset to, let's get this done?
That's a really, really good question. Thank you so much, Felicia, for your question and your comment. And thank you again for being here tonight from Connecticut.
Yeah.
So, guys, I just reassure them, that they have someone there like myself and a team there to help them get through the process. Just like Erwin said, there's going to be several phone calls, several emails, several Zooms to make sure that you have that level of comfort. That is very important, okay? And, if we cannot seem to find or meet that level of comfort, maybe it may or may not be the right time, for that individual. But ultimately, that is my end goal, to make sure you are, having a nice, smooth process, and that any things that do come up, any bumps that may come up, that I am there. If I can't fix it and help you with that bump, I certainly have a network that can definitely take care of it. Thank you for that question. That was an awesome question. Anybody else?
I would like to ask as well, Yas, how are you this evening? Great information, and I enjoy you all tonight for educating me tonight. But I had an investor tonight, and I wanted to be able to explain to him why he's investing into this property. And they're getting this because they see the outside, and it kind of discouraged them. I want to know how to approach them when they see the outside, what the investment is, and how could I actually sell this deal. Am I saying that right?
I think I may understand you. You correct me if I'm wrong. So basically you're saying, how would you tell someone or get someone to want to do it when they see the distressed property?
Okay.
Typically, that's probably a beginner, and that's fine, because most beginners, have those feelings when they see an ugly house. They look at it like, I don't want that. They're not looking at it through the lens of an investor. I remember I used to think that way too when I first got started. Like, what is this house? But through experience and as I grew in the industry, I quickly learned, depending on the price, right, Alicia? those are typically the best deals and have the most meat on the bone. Okay. So, you know, it just comes down to the numbers, you know, and I'll just have to go through the numbers with that individual. But a lot of times, guys, you got to move fast, like Nicole said, like Erwin said. It's a very fast industry. It's not something where, okay, I can have a deal today, you go see it, you know, you're not sure, then you think about it the next day. Most chances it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Because there are people out here looking for those sweet deals, you know, just like we are, lots of people. So when you get something good, you know, like that, and maybe distressed, if it's too big of a project for you, then just pass on if you're not that comfortable. I definitely don't force anything on any of my clients. But for me, the worse off the property is, depending on the price I got it, it's the best situation to be in.
Because I've seen some of your properties where they turned around and they were just immaculate.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So
right.
it's like,
Yeah.
I don't see what they see, but I guess I have to understand that as well. Everybody don't see the same thing that we see. Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Because, you know, everything's going to be restored, you know, and brand new. It's not going to be repaired. It's going to be restored. So you want that. But again, Mr. Irwin's property, just until a week or so before we closed, people were living in that house. You know, it was livable. He still has over $60,000 in equity right now before he even touches the house. So, you know, there are those that don't need a whole lot of work. They may need just a lipstick renovation. It all just depends. That's why it's important for you to go ahead and obtain your Profits from Property program now, so we can get the ball rolling. And when things come in, you know, you're set and ready to go and you can get it first. Awesome question. Any more questions? Anybody else before we go? I see Miss Alicia's hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback on that, what she was saying, that some people may be scared of distressed properties. And yes, that may not be for a newbie investor, but I often have to tell even my buyers, don't look at a property for what it is. We have to look and see what it can be. So it takes a different set of eyes for someone to see what that property can be. So, you know, that's all. You know, nobody wants to live in an ugly house. You have to paint that picture and of what it's going to be.
Exactly. Excuse me for interrupting. The deal she's speaking of, it's an amazing deal. You know, I think I was letting the house go for $69,000. You know, I mean, you don't find them at that price. Like, just the fact that I'm offering it to you for that, and you're talking about this, and it's worth twice that and some, you know.
And the crazy thing, they have the funds available, but they just seen the outside, and it's like, okay. And I'm like, don't look at the outside. Look at what you're about to see, what you're about to make it out of. That's what I'm trying to say, you know?
And that particular house already has central air conditioning and everything in it. Like,
come on, see?
Yeah, and again, that's just somebody that needs to get with the program, so we can certainly, you know, show them, you know, because Irwin's house he got for 88, it doesn't even have the HVAC in it.
Wow.
You know, so again, guys, get with me, okay, on this Profits from Property Academy. So again, like I said, you can get in position to actually do a deal. We're not going to just talk about stuff hypothetically. You're actually going to become a real estate investor, a successful real estate investor. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to stop share so I can look at all your beautiful faces. How do I stop the recording?